And well, hello folks, it's me RJB from RJB TV, and I've got some Protoss against Protoss with Brain, the one and only, recently received from Henessy himself. He told me, hey, I've got some games against Brain, let's show those games on the channel. So that's what I'm going to do, because I'm not going to say no to more Brain games, because Brain games are the one thing that you and I mean everyone wants more Brain games, because Brain games are very hard to get your hands on. Very, very difficult to do. Let me just change the title header there and put that to Brain versus Henessy. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Oh my god. It's one N. So, Brain against Henessy. We got Brain here on the name Barcode H Barcode on the 1 o'clock spawn location on the Olive Green Protoss, and his opponent is none other than Henessy himself, who took it upon himself to challenge who is considered to be the greatest player, Brain. So Henessy here on the Red Protoss, 6 o'clock spawn location. Both players have something in store. Protoss against Protoss, the most balanced matchup. So I've casted Henessy about last week, and he displayed a pretty strong game against Buell, but sadly could not pull off a single win. That happens sometimes. Sometimes you can have a great performance, but a couple small mistakes turn into big mistakes, and they snowball into the biggest mistakes and into a loss. Sometimes you cannot stop the snowball into a negative direction. It just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling, and you keep fighting against it, but you cannot overpower it because it becomes bigger and bigger, and you need more strength, more power to try and hold it back, but it just keeps rolling, and then it becomes too big to handle, and it rolls you over. The snowball wins. That's one of the rules in StarCraft, in many games. In many games, the snowball just keeps on going, and it's very difficult to come back. Once you fall behind, it's too difficult to come back. And all the opponent has to do in that case is just keep on doing the exact same thing. Don't make mistakes, steady sailing ahead, and they will win. So double gateway there from Henessy. He's not one of the players who likes to go for a Nexus first. It's a very quick cybernetics core there. He's scouting the middle spawns first, but he missed Brain's location here on the top left, top right of the map. And Brain went for Nexus, Forge, Gateway, Gas. Something I see Brain do pretty much all the time in Protoss against Protoss. He started with a Nexus, and after the Nexus he switches things up into either the left direction, straight forward, or to the right. A lot of different options, gateways, cybercores, you name it, Brain will at least try one of those options at least once in the best of set. So double gas there from Henessy. Cybercore finished up. Is he gonna go for Citadel? Is he gonna go for Dragoon range? He's got Dragoon on the way, 2 Dragoons on the way. But is he gonna get that Dragoon range? That is the big question. So now the Zealots are scouting as well. One more triple Zealot scout on the map. 1 cannon there inside of Brain's base. He's got 1 Zealot on the way. We have 2 Dragoons entering the map from Henessy very soon as well. Cybercore there finished up. We have 1 more gateway coming up from Brain. Now, I don't really think Henessy has the amount of units at the moment that can overpower Brain in any way, shape, or form, because he's got that 1 cannon. But he's keeping the Zealots there on the side. He knows where Brain is. He has to be right here on the 1 o'clock spawn location. That's why he's keeping those Zealots out of sight. He scouted every single spawn on the map and found Brain on the very last one. Dragoons are coming across there though, finds the probe on the middle, Zealot from Brain there going across to try and do some damage onto Henessy. Already found him with the probe, more Dragoons coming out, and there goes the attack onto the cannon, gonna try to get onto it. He gets a surround on the Zealot and the probe, but cannot quite get enough damage on the cannon, but now Dragoons are coming in and they're gonna finish off the cannon. Brain is getting caught off guard, he was not expecting this one. Brain is in some trouble now. We have Dragoons in his base, Zealots are spawning, Citadel of Doom in the back, getting no speed. He's rebuilding cannons because he cannot afford speed. He has to get new cannons first because Zealots are absolutely terrible against Dragoons if the Zealots do not have Zealot speed. Zealot there from Brain went down in Hennessy's base. He's getting a robotics observatory as well. He's expecting Brain to go for Dark Templars. But first he's going to take down all those cannons with those Dragoons. Probes are being pulled off the gas. Oh, this is a disastrous situation for Brain. Those Dragoons are going to keep coming across the map. He was not expecting this to happen. And I don't think Henessy was either, but Hennessy's having great success. Everything is going his way. Things are working out perfectly fine. So Probes there on the right, Probes on the left. He's trying to buy time for Zealot speed and trying to buy time for more Zealots to spawn. But he's in a bad situation. He's in a shitty situation. I cannot say it in any other way. Brain, for once, is in a lot of trouble. He has a lot of probes not mining minerals, so the advantage of having an extra nexus is pretty much being completely negated. And Hennessy's showing off some really good micro skill there with the Dragoons. I do not think he lost a single one so far, and he's just overpowering Brain at the moment. Brain getting more gateways, getting more cannons. He's trying to stay alive, getting a good flank there onto the Dragoons. One Dragoon goes down, a little bit slow on the response there from Henessy. He's got a shuttle along the way. Did he get the Observer? There's the Observer flying across the map. He's on 4 gateways now, getting one last one that's warping in. Now, I've seen Brain survive this, but the odds do seem very low. Is he going to try to intercept reinforcements with those Zealots, or is he going to go for a backstep attack? Backstep attack, there's no cannons inside of Hennessy's base, so a backstep attack could do some real big damage. But we have Dragoons on the way inside of Hennessy's base, while Brain is losing his own gateway, so there's not much production going on for Brain here. Not much production going on. Cannons are on the way there on the side. We have a fight there from Zealots against Dragoons, and now Zealots are entering the base, but there's 4, 5, 6 Dragoons lying in wait to basically just slaughter those Zealots. Observer now finally, shuttle actually going across the map. There's nothing inside the shuttle though, but he might just trick Brain into thinking a Reaver has arrived. He might just trick him into thinking that a Reaver has arrived. So these gateways are protected by cannons. More Zealots are spawning there on the side. No level 1 attack, getting Dragoon range as well. He has to get his own Dragoon in response to Hennessy's Dragoons. He has to rely on his bigger economy to try and outproduce and out-upgrade Henessy. He has to stay alive for now. Level 1 attack there on the way for Henessy. Dragoons are doing... The micro is really good. He's respawning really quickly. He's respawning really quickly. He's not really spending all of his minerals because he's so focused on fighting here inside of Brain's base. But at the moment, fighting is more important than spending all those minerals. He has to keep Brain small and choke Brain out. Keep him small and deny him the ability to recover and produce. We have Zealots there coming across the map, going to try to go for a backstep attack yet again, but we have a Forge and 2 cannons in the back for Henessy. Support bay finished up. He's got the Citadel of Duna on the way. Gateways on the bottom of Brain's base are getting taken down. Zealots are trying to catch those Dragoons with their Zealot speed, but Dragoons are just ignoring them. Henessy not falling for that trap and just sends them across the map. I think Brain should have kept those Zealots here back at home and just balled them up and gone for a flank attack on those Dragoons. He's trying to sneak in and do damage in Hennessy's base to try and beat Henessy in a multitasking game. But I really think those Zealots would have been of more value here back at home. Just get more Zealots, get us around on those Dragoons. I get what Brain is trying to do. It's a very smart move, but Henessy knew what to do against it in response, so it's not really working out too well. Dark Templars are on the way, but he has that Observer there, so Dark Templars are not going to be much of a match. He has to get new pylons on the top. He's got 8 gateways at the moment. Can't quite snipe these, because then the Zealots have a chance to go in while the cannons are attacking the Dragoons. So Henessy playing this very, very safely. It's also somewhat a miracle Brain is still alive, but the supply lead is now in favor of Henessy. Brain was supply stuck for too long. He's got Dark Templars finishing up. He's getting a great flank and surround on the Dragoons, but the Dragoons are strong and great in number. We have... Is there a Reaver inside? Yes, and Brain calls GG. He saw that shuttle, and he knew that Henessy had to have a Reaver by now, and he knows wisely that there's not really much of a chance to survive once the Reaver is there. The Reaver changes everything. It can easily push forward, and Brain had nothing to kill the Reaver. Absolutely nothing to kill the Reaver. That's one win there for Henessy against Brain, the one and only. The Brain, considered to be the #1 player on fastest map, is getting beaten by Henessy, who to most people is... No, most people don't know Henessy. Most people don't know him. I know him a little bit. I've seen, I'd say like 40 replays with Henessy in it. He is, in my opinion, a really good player. Underrated, underappreciated as well. He's got some great skills, specifically on Protoss against Terran and Protoss against Zerg. He's really, really good. And in last game, he displayed those Protoss skills against none other than Brain himself. So that's an impressive feat. That's an impressive feat. Can he repeat it? That is the big question. Can he repeat that performance from last game? I need a drink. I need a drink. Like, I just did like 50 minutes of cycling outside, and I haven't really rehydrated properly. So that's all on me. You should always properly rehydrate after a bit of exercise. I can feel it in my voice, that my voice simply isn't hydrated. It's not hydrated at all. Okay, hope it's gonna be a little better now. Maybe it won't, maybe it will. Henessy going for the exact same plan, I assume. Double gateway there coming out from Henessy. He might go for a gas free soon, might go for a pylon. He's scouting the middle bases yet again. Missing Brain's spawn. Brain going for Nexus first. There's no gas there coming up from Henessy just yet. He might get the 2 Zealots first. Nope, there is the assimilator. So it's pylon, gateway, gateway, pylon, assimilator. And you don't really have to know the timings. All that matters is that you get those things as soon as you have the minerals for it. You can like think of a build order like when you have 15 supply out of 25, you get a pylon or you get a cyber core. But you can also just say, as soon as you've built a pylon and you have 150 minerals, you build a gateway. And after you have 150 minerals, you build another gateway. And then you have 100 minerals and you build another pylon. And then you have an assimilator next, as soon as you can. You don't really have to remember the exact timings or the exact supply counts on which you have to do what. You can just get by really well at a really high level, just knowing that, oh, I have 400 minerals now, let's build a Nexus. That's the plan. The Zealot here, though, arrives a little bit too soon, too early. He's already there inside of Henessy and Brain's base. But Brain has a Zealot of his own, loses 1 probe. Good Zealot micro there on display from Henessy. Brain trying to keep those probes alive, has to run away with those probes, gets them to safety. Cannon almost finished up. Blocking the Zealot with his own Zealot. Wow. Blocking the Zealot with his own Zealot, while the other Zealot cannot fight back. That was really good Zealot micro. Also something that Brain is known for, Zealot micro. He's really good at Zealot micro, or just micro in general. He's really good at it. But Henessy, as we saw last game, is pretty damn good at micro himself as well. He's going for the same build order, got Dragoon range and Dragoons on the way. Citadel of Adoon, they're warping in for Brain. This time around, Brain might go for more cannons. He does not want a repeat of last game, where he lost his cannons and got pretty much abused for a couple of minutes and never recovered properly. Great starter stepping there from Henessy on display, spending his minerals at the same time as well. That is a display of real mechanical skill. Micro and spending at the exact same time. That is true skill. True skill. 4 gateways. Getting a robo is... This is pretty much the exact same build order as last game. Oh, Brain getting a surround on some Dragoons. 1 Dragoon there manages to escape. Killing Dragoons at this point for Brain is going to decide what happens in the rest of the game. If he can keep those Dragoons away and get his own technology up and running, Henessy will be significantly weaker for at least a little while than Brain. No, Brain there losing his Zealots. He's buying time though. By sending those Zealots out, Henessy has to kill them because those Zealots can kill probes because there's no cannons in the back there for Henessy. So Henessy had to kill the Zealots first, which bought Brain time for his Dark Templars to be ready when he needs them, before he starts losing gateways, pylons, or whatever else on the sides of his base. Robo finished up there for Henessy. Observatory on the way, but Dark Templars already spawned, and he's going to push Brain, he's going to push Henessy back to where he came from. The time of the Dragoon is over, the time of the Dark Templar is now. But Observatory almost finished up, cannon in the back there warping in. You will have detection against the Dark Templar. He should be adequately prepared and ready to deal with the Dark Templar option. Now Brain is trying to sneak through. Henessy sees that there's a little bit of distortion happening there. That has to be the Dark Templars. So Brain knows he can't go in. Brain also probably knows that we have Observatory here in Hennessy's base and Observer on the way. Getting 2 more gateways. Brain is also on 6, so 6 gateways against 6, 7 against 6, 8 against 6. Brain going for Zealot speed, level 1 attack, and Dragoon range. Getting a lot more of those Zealots as well. You don't see any Dragoons queued up for Brain just yet. We got Observer there entering. Dark Templar is gone. Did not kill 1 Dragoon. So that was pretty good fare from Henessy. Managing to keep the Dragoons alive in the face of a Dark Templar threat. But now the Observer in the air is there to protect and detect those pesky little bitches that are Dark Templars that are just always sneaking around, killing your stuff left and right. Okay, that's a lot of Zealots though. A lot of Dragoons as well. We have about equal supply, but about 14 workers different. So Henessy has got a big army compared to Brain, and his micro is good, killing most of the Zealots. This is exactly what makes Dragoons so strong. They do not do massive amounts of damage, but you can kite and micro and start a step away from those Zealots. And the Zealots, they are, without a doubt, a little bit weaker. He needs level 1 attack, he needs Dragoon range, he needs to switch over into Dragoons as well. A lot more games coming out there from Brain. Brain is being pushed to his physical limit. He's being pushed to his physical limit. Zealots are coming out, gonna try to block and get us around, but not really working out too well. There's a lot of Dragoons, and those Zealots, the more often Brain goes in to kill small amounts of Dragoons, his army will never ever grow much bigger. His supply is still the same as a minute ago. Because every single time Zealots spawn, he sends them in to try and catch some Dragoons and push them away. But it takes so much damage, so much health away from the Zealots. But he has to do it, he has to buy time, because he has to wait for more gateways to finish. He needs more gateways to be ready, to eventually simply have more production than Henessy. Henessy is now on 6 gateways, as a Reaver finished up there back at home. Observer here on the scene has been there for a while. More gateways coming out there from Brain. He's got 7 at the top, 6 on the bottom, so 13 gateways. 2 haven't finished yet. Henessy now getting Zealot speed. Oh, he's gonna get a flank off. He's gonna try. Oh, the Reaver arrives on the scene there, though. That might change the game. The Reaver will change the game. The Zealots are strong. Level 1 attack, finished up speed. But Reaver takes some shots, but takes down a bunch of Zealots with 1 scarab. The Reaver is still alive. So the Reaver, they're definitely changing the fate of the game and the pace of the game. It's just too damn strong. Brain really doesn't need Dragoons now. He cannot kill the Reaver and the shuttle with Zealots. All Henessy has to do is just a micro. Pick up the Reaver, drop it somewhere else, shoot, and pick it back up again. And you can only stop that with Dragoons, not with Zealots. Oh, he's going for a drop. Unloads a Zealot, gets a Reaver right next to the probes. How many probes is he gonna get? Oh, he gets 12 on the first shot. Gets another 5, so that's 17. 17 probes dead and gone, but Brain wins the fight. Brain won the fight. So that is the first victory for Brain. But Henessy did kind of decimate Brain's economy, killing 17 probes. He does have an extra nexus, has more supply as well. Hennessy's army is smaller, but he's got 5 more probes. He's got about 7, 8 gateways, getting a couple more. He's got double Reaver in the back there behind the pylons, which is going to keep him alive, because it means the Zealots cannot get too close. The Zealots cannot get too close. The Reaver's there protected by cannons and structures. Yeah, Brain is biting off more than he can chew. Brain is regretting his choices. Brain is regretting his choices to go in. He lost a lot of army supply. Supplies are now even yet again. Brain still behind on probes. He has a lot of gateways. It's 5, 4, 14 gateways in total. Brain is checking the base, seeing what's there, finds the Templar's archive, sees all the technology. And the Reaver's in the front with his shuttle, so they can be microed and they can be used for a drop. Both players are getting Storm. Brain has no robotics yet. He has no robotics, so he cannot go for a Storm drop. He's going to have to use his High Templars to storm Hennessy's army. The supply counts are about equal. Supply counts about equal. About equal worker counts as well, so both players are about equally strong at the moment. But Henessy has 2 Reavers, Brain has triple Templar. And he's 4 Templars and 2 Dark Templars, actually. The Observer for Henessy went down. Pushing forward yet again. The Reaver there in the middle. Dragoon's trying to get us around, trying to snipe the Reavers. Going to take down the shuttle first. Storming on the Reavers. Reavers will both go down. Beautifully played there by Brain. That was way better played by Brain than by Henessy. Brain played that one perfectly. Henessy was not microing the Reavers and the shuttle. I mean, the shuttle was on low HP. When the shuttle is on low HP, you can no longer pick up the Reavers, because then the Reavers will die inside the shuttle faster if you keep them on the ground. So Brain there playing this perfectly, has a supply lead. Drop there comes in, gets sniped. Tried to sneak in, couldn't quite sneak in. Dodging the storms. Do we have upgrades there on the Dragoons there though? 0-0 there for Henessy. But Dark Templar's coming out and no Observer on the scene. No robotics on the map there for Brain. Brain is losing his entire army to the Dark Templars. Dark Templars are going to turn the tide. Dark Templars are going to turn the tide. Oh, Brain is biting off more than he can chew yet again. Trying to get the cannon in the back, but it's not within a range. Couldn't storm on the Pro, so he stormed on the Reaver instead. He was just a little bit too far away. But Brain's army is getting absolutely destroyed. Gets us around on the Reaver. Reaver goes down. Dragoon's in the top. He's killing all the cannons that he can. He's trying to kill as many cannons as possible. Still no Robo. His army is now smaller than Henessy. He's going to try to snipe some probes with the Dragoons and the Zealots. He's trying to do some economic damage, and he's getting quite some kills. About 5 or 6 probes dead and gone. But Henessy is behind in supply now. But he got the Dark Templars. And no robotics for Brain. It's now on the way, though. It's on the way. But Brain can no longer win those gateway army against gateway army fights until he has observers on the map. And Henessy can do Templar storm drops, which Brain cannot do until he has a shuttle and a support bay. So Henessy, even though he's got the smaller army, although he's got the bigger army actually, Brain is on, they have about, okay, the armies are now the same. Armies are now the same. Henessy trying to sneak in. Dark Temple's on the middle. Observer there on the side, so it's not really participating. It's going to pull the Observer into the fight very soon. He has to. There it goes. Entering Brain's base. Now this is going to decide what happens. Either Brain wins right here with this fight, or Henessy gets a drop off onto Brain. Reaver on the side, trying to do some stuff. Dark Templar's inside of Hennessy's base, catching reinforcements. Hennessy's army's growing smaller and smaller. Oh, I'm not sure what's going to happen here. Henessy calls GG. Brain wins the game. Henessy didn't manage to kill the Brain. Brain outlasted Henessy, and there's a big army here in his base, killing whatever spawns and is sent out to reinforce. Henessy saw the writings on the wall. Brain played this one perfectly, really nicely played. Really exceptionally nicely played. But I have a sad announcement. I do not have a third game. So it's just 2 games between these two, and there's not going to be a game number 3. I wish there was a game number 3, but sadly there is not. I'll just check to be sure if there really is or isn't a game 3. Alright? I just want to make sure, because it's always more satisfying to have 3 games where one player wins the best of set than 2 games with an even score. And sadly, I do not have a game number 3. Well, actually I do, but it's from another day. It's from another day. So that doesn't really count, you know? It doesn't really count if the final 3rd game was played on another day. You know what? Let's just grab a game from another day. Let's just grab a game from another day. Okay? And make that the 3rd game to round out the best of set. Who cares if the games are played on different days? What matters is that we have 3 games, and we're just going to pretend that we have a best of set. We're just going to pretend. This is Brain, blue Protoss, Henessy on the name Chumjinda, here on the yellow Protoss. So I guess these players just always pick yellow and blue. Because in the last games they played yellow and blue as well, so it's just going to be yellow against blue every single time. So, the unofficial game number 3 between Henessy and Brain. Chumjinda is Henessy. I can't pronounce it. I'm trying to pronounce it like the Koreans do, but I just can't do it. Chumjinda. And fastest map. Kind of an interesting name there from Brain. I do not know what Chumjinda means by Henessy. Is he going to go for the same build order as he did the last time? I mean, it's looking the same. And is Brain going to do his Nexus first build order again? It does look like it. It does look like it. It looks like they're just going to do the exact same build orders, even though this was played like 2 weeks after or before the previous 2 games. Delicious drink. Okay. I really think that things are just gonna be the exact same. Nope. It's double gateway there from Brain, no forge. And we have double gateway there from Henessy. A simulator on the way, cybercore on the way. This is the same as last time. He's going to go for a little bit of Zealot Harass and switch over into Dragoons. And can you blame him for doing this game, this strategy, every single game? Because we saw the last 2 games, this build order from Henessy is really strong. It's strong. It's really good. It put Brain to the test. It pushed Brain to his limits in both games so far. Gas are coming out from Brain. This looks like it's gonna get a Cyber Core and then a Citadel of a Dune for Zealot Speed. Looks like a Zealot Speed build order from Brain, but I could be wrong. Zealot that arrives from Henessy in Brain's base. This is the weakness of Nexus first. Your own Zealots come out very, very slowly, very late. But the Probes kill the Zealots. Probes are the MVPs, the true heroes of this fight. So both players know what the other is. We have Dragoons on the way from Henessy. He will get Dragoon range after he can afford it at 150. And we have Brain protecting his Probes with immaculate, precise micro. But Zealot number 2 arrives on the scene with more Zealot spawning from Brain. I do not think Brain will lose any more Probes because he is just that good at controlling his Probes, but it is taking some damage on those Probes. Okay, loses 1 more. I ruined it. He lost about 2 Probes in total in exchange for 1 Zealot. Dragoon's on the scene. Brain is getting a Citadel of a Dune. Brain at the moment has just enough units to push those Dragoons back and protect his own Probes from a Zealot at the same time. 4 gateway there from Henessy yet again. Things are looking pretty good for Brain this time. Just the fact that he went for triple gateway instead of forge is allowing him to produce and fight back against the Dragoons, which he couldn't do in the previous 2 games where he went for forge on 1 gateway and he simply did not have units to push the Dragoons back. And he's just going to walk right into Hennessy's base. He's going to try to kill some Probes or at least stop the Probes from mining for a small little bit of time. We have a Robo on the way there from Henessy, not getting a forge. We have Zealot Speed on the way for Brain, and he's going for 6 gateways with Zealot Speed. It's going to be pure Zealots. Might get level 1 attack as soon as he gets a forge. Might go for Dragoon range, not too sure. Only on 1 gas, not a lot of gas coming into the bank. Now Brain is smartly and wisely keeping some of his Zealots here on the side, waiting for Henessy to leave his base and go for an attack. He's going to sneak in from the back and kill those Probes yet again. Brain has more Probes at the moment, more economy, more income, has a slightly bigger army as well. Not much, it's like 1 or 2 more Zealots on the map. It's purely because he has more gateways than Henessy. Hennessy's got 5 against 6. Gonna try to sneak through, but we have Zealot there protecting, and Triple Dragoon protecting as well, so not quite gonna get through. But here back at home though, Brain is winning the multitasking fight, and he gets a complete, perfect surround on the Dragoons. Kills 1, almost kills 2. Dragoons forced to retreat, took a lot of damage. They took tons of damage, as a certain freak would say from League of Legends. And yeah, he's kiting backwards, trying to keep them alive, putting the weak Dragoons in the back, while one of them is still in the front. One of them still in the front. Brain retreats, waiting for Zealot Speed to finish up. Wait, he lost his Citadel of Adun. So Henessy killed the Citadel of Adun. I missed that. That's why he got surrounded by the Zealots. And he's getting surrounded again. But given that there's no speed for the Zealots, he can micro for days and stay out of range. So Brain now is switching away from Zealot speed and getting his own Dragoons with Dragoon range as well. Citadel is finished up, getting his Zealot legs after all, because he has a lot of Zealots, might as well make them more effective with Zealot speed after all. So we have 2 fights going on, a small fight there in Hennessy's base where Zealots are just cutting off reinforcements, and a fight where Henessy is just kiting and kiting backwards, trying to keep those Dragoons alive the best he can. Now cannons are coming up from Brain. He's got a Forge, and the Dragoon range almost finished up. He's now getting a mix of Dragoons and Zealots. We have a shuttle in the air with a Reaver inside, and Brain has got nothing to defend against the Reaver. He's got 1 cannon. Dragoons are being pulled down to the bottom. Oh no, that Reaver is gonna hit him. The probes are running away. Brain noticed, but a little bit too late. Loses a bunch of his probes. And the Reaver there gonna stay in the air in the back. He killed 3 probes, so not a bunch, a small amount. Got a cannon on the way to the corner as well. Kills the cannon. Shuttle trying to stay alive. Reaver unloads. Reaver shoots on the probes and kills another 3 or 4. So that's 7 or 6 kills there by the Reaver. And a lot of disrupting on the mining income there. He had his probes off the minerals for about 20 seconds. That hurts him a lot. That's going to boost Henessy slightly ahead of Brain. But Brain has got Defender's advantage. He's got the surround. He's got units on both corners of his base. Henessy has to enter to the front, so it's an easy surround from Brain onto Hennessy's army. And Henessy knows, so he pulls back. He's going to wait for another shuttle to pick up the Reaver and send it in for either another drop on the probes or go for a fight here in this point right here to try and overpower Brain's forces with Reaver's shuttle micro. But Henessy is lying in wait. He's ready to go. A little bit behind in supply, but he's got the drops that Brain does not. Brain is nothing except Gateway Army. Zealot speed, Dragoons, level 1 attack on the way. Henessy is getting Dark Templars. We do not have a Robo from Brain again. No Robo from Brain again. And we got Dark Templars on the way there from Henessy. So I'm feeling some Reaver Dark Templar stuff right here. He goes in with a drop. Oh, he flies right through the middle, right into the probes. Oh, that's a big hit. That's a big hit. And he does not get out, but he did what he wanted to do, and that's hit some probes and stop the economy from being strong and healthy. Brain is in trouble, because now he is behind in economy. He's got a bigger army though, but oh, Dark Templars on the middle, no observer. This is pure, unadulterated disaster. And he's trying to break through a small choke point with Dark Templars hitting him from behind. Brain is just going all in, abandoning all reason. Brain is abandoning all reason. He wants to just do so much damage that he probably will not be able to do, because the Dark Templars are absolutely destroying his army. Drop there comes in yet again. Henessy is getting right on top of the probes yet again with the Reaver. Probes are splitting up. There might not even be anything inside. He's got a Templar inside. He's running the safety. Dark Templars on the scene. Dragoons retreating. Probes retreating. Shuttle pushed away from the economy, but now there's a big army. Big army. A superiorly big army. Twice the size of Brain. in Brain's base, and the shuttle there flies around yet again, gets sniped by the Dragoons. So Brain manages to click on it with the Dragoons. After all, here where the cannons are, the Dark Temples are not as strong because they detect, and they get detected. But there's just too much army from Henessy. He's overpowering Brain to display a really strong game sense and strategy, and really proved himself to be a worthy opponent of Brain. With this beautifully and strong performance in his Protoss against Protoss, really strong Protoss against Protoss. Not many players are capable of going toe-to-toe with Brain in this manner. So in the end, Brain cannot quite survive the Henessy. And the Henessy comes out victorious with a 2 wins over 1 loss against Brain. And that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this best of 3. But it's not actually a best of 3, but we made it the best of 3, and I kind of like the fact that I made it the best of 3 because I really wanted a satisfying conclusion to this best of set. Thank you for watching. It was RJB for RJB TV, and see you next time as I'm shooting off into outer space. That makes no sense. Goodbye.